Hi everyone, we are Team 1. My name is Vijinder Singh, and my group members are Fatima Amiri, Orlando Hernandez, and Maria Ramos. Today, we will present our case for Swiss Army diversifying into the fragrance business. For the agenda, we will go over the case study, key issues, SWOT analysis, Porter 5 forces, and lastly, the recommendations. For the case study, Carl Elsner is the founder of the company Victorinox that was founded in 1884. The current CEO is Carl Elsner and has two brand names, Victorinox and Victorinox Swiss Army. They deliver multifunctional knives to Swiss Army and associated with their values that are innovation, reliability, functionality, and providing quality. Their business goal is to deliver practical, functional, reasonably priced, and top quality products. They are also the top knife manufacturer in Europe. Their daily production is about 28,000 Swiss Army knives and 32,000 multi-tools. For the key issues, the competitor in the market is Wenger. They are a reputable competitor due to their values of innovation, precision, and top quality craftsmanship, but less diverse compared to Victorinox. Wenger knife sales decreased instantly and barely survived due to the September 11 terror attacks, and this led to security checks to be on high alert and caused them to close stores. Later, in 2005, Victorinox bought Wenger and combined have a highly diverse portfolio of products which include knives, watches, luggage, apparel, and fragrance. Next, Fatima will explain the SWOT analysis.
Thank you, Vijinder, for presenting the background and the key issues of the case. Now, let's take a look into the SWOT analysis to better understand what this company has to capture in order to success in the fragrance industry. One of the main strengths of the company is its strong brand name, which is often associated with quality and is represented all over the globe. So they have established a well-known brand in the international markets. Of course, this has also enabled them to acquire loyal customers. In the same way, the company has an extensive experience when it comes to successfully transferring its brand attribute to its product categories. Despite of this, however, since the company was not represented in the fragrance industry, they don't have the essential knowledge in this sector. The company is also missing out on entering the BRIC countries, which is where there are positive industrial forecasts due to the growing middle classes in emerging markets. But to enter this new market, new retailers and e-commerce must have to be attracted and involved. When the company overcomes these weaknesses, they can take advantage of the large market as well as positive forecasts for the fragrance industries. Another opportunities for the company is marketing into the BRIC countries. Selling the product into the BRIC countries can bring a lot of opportunities into the new fragrance because they have a strong economies and growing middle classes. Bringing innovation to a new product, especially coming from Victorinox, it provides strength into the brand name. It will be something unique which can be created for both men and women. It's also important due to the maturity of the industry and how fast consumer behavior is changing. And lastly, for the opportunities, the company has large market potential. The global fragrance industry generated revenues of around 23.5 billion in 2005, where premium fragrance market accounted for a total of 15 billion and the mass fragrance market accounted for 8 billion. The company, however, though, must consider the threats, which includes competitors with longer experience and a strong brand name in the fragrance industry. The market has been dominated by several key players, such as L'Oreal, Coty, Procter& and Gamble, Avon, and LVMH, which by end of 2005 had captured almost 40% of the global market. And lastly, it's important for the company to have a better understanding of the local rules when it comes to chemicals and components of their product. This is to ensure that the product is not toxic and is not causing any health issues or concerns. Thank you for attention. Now I'm going to pass it over to Orlando.
When we're analyzing the market, we have five forces. We have rivalry, buyer power, supplier power, threat of substitution, and the threat of new entry. For competitive rivalry, we have revenues of 23.5 billion in the fragrance industry, and this is in 2005. The market is dominated by several key players, including L'Oreal, Procter& and Gamble, Avon, LVMH, Mary Kay, and Revlon. The level of this is pretty high, due to it being very concentrated and having big key players. Moving on to buyer power, as consumers' income increase, they're more willing to spend more money on unnecessary items like fragrance. And they're also very brand conscious consumers and very brand loyal. So the buyer power's level is pretty high as well. Moving on to supplier power, fluctuating in the prices of primary products such as oil and chemicals affect price margins in the production of fragrance. And the quality of ingredients is also very important. So therefore, this level is very high as well. And due to the fact that the exclusive ingredients are needed to create an attracting fragrance that can only be generated by specific suppliers, the level of power of those is, like I said, very high. However, those suppliers are relatively small compared to manufacturers. Moving on to the threat of substitution, there are a number of substitutes, lower price substitutes such as deodorant and body spray. And there's also a market for counterfeit fragrances. So the level of this is also very high. Lastly, we have the threat of new entry. So for this, it's very low because the going into this industry requires substantial startup funds. And also the industry is required moderate level technology and wide range of chemicals. So it's not very easy to enter this market without the right ingredients and technology. I'm going to pass it over to Maria, and she's going to be discussing our recommendations.
So for recommendations, we recommend as a group that yes, to enter the fragrance market. The company has a really strong name, so therefore the Victorinox can diversify into the fragrance market. The company has a strong name, and we recommend to use this advantage and use it to promote its fragrance line, which more people are going to be aware of where it's coming from, and they will be willing to purchase the product. Our second recommendation is to create a fragrance that is unique, which will create a differentiation strategy. This unique fragrance will remind customers the existing brand attribute. Therefore, it can be used as an appropriate packaging, distribution, and marketing strategy, which can establish the new fragrance premium for men and women segment, matching its key value and proposition of quality and innovation. So creating like a new fragrance that is unique will make consumers to be more aware of where it's coming from, and also they're going to be like, oh wow, it's a new thing that this company has never done before, so let's try it out. So more consumers are going to be willing to buy it and try it out. Our next recommendation is the usage of celebrities. So using celebrities can bring more brand awareness to the product. For example, a new marketing strategy using celebrities with different marketing channels, such as social media, magazines, commercials, can help people. People will be more persuaded by them. For example, the usage of social media, magazines, and commercial can persuade consumers to buy the product. By a celebrity posting a picture of the product or a video on social media, it can increase the brand awareness. And as we all know, nowadays there are YouTubers, there are celebrities, movie stars, and all that, and people look after them. They follow them on social media, so they really want to do what they're doing. So eventually, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are going to be willing to purchase the product and try it out. They're going to be like, oh my God, we saw this commercial by Brad Pitt. Let's buy it. Let's try it out. It should be good. Our last recommendation is the usage of the BRIC countries that appear to be attractive for a new fragrance product. The BRIC countries appear to be an attractive market for the new fragrance because they have a large population ranging from about 140 million and all have strong economies and growing middle classes. So there's going to be more demand and higher income. And that's a really big channel where this product can enter. And that's it for all. Thank you. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.